All right, our second to last lesson that has to do with square roots. So what you want to do on this is the only thing different from the last lesson is now that you have variables inside. So I'm still working inside like I was before, but I'm going to multiply the numbers first, so I get 24, and then I'm going to multiply the variables. So if there's 3 in one and 1 in the other, there's really n to the fourth. Okay, so I want to break this down. So I'm going to break 24 down. We know that it made 8 and 3, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. So I have a couple of 2's, a single 2, and a single 3. So that 2 is going to go outside. Then inside is a single 2 times a single 3, because they're both single, so they have to stay in. Now I want to break down the n to the fourth. So n to the fourth really just means there's 4 n's, which means there's 2 couples. So if there's 2 couples, n squared. Okay, so nothing is left inside with that because they all have a pair. So I just want to write my final answer as 2n squared root 6. Boom. All right, on to the next one. Same thing, multiplying my numbers. When I multiply 12 times 6, I get 72. And then I'm multiplying my x's. Well, I'm not really multiplying them. I'm saying, okay, there's 3 here, and there's 2 here, so altogether there's 5. Breaking this down, I know that 72, we can go back to the 6 and 12 that we had, and then 6 and 2, so that gives me a couple of 6's. So they can go outside. Inside is the single 2 that's left over. Then x to the fifth means there's 5 of them. Couple, couple, single. So the couples, there's 2 couples, so they become x squared when they go outside. Both pairs. Then the single one has to stay inside. And my final answer is written like that, but I'll rewrite it a little nicer. 6x squared root 2x. Final answer. Okay, distributive property with the same sort of thing. So here's what you have to remember is that when you're looking at this, you have to know which ones are square roots and which ones are just numbers. So this 15x is a square root, but the 2x is just a number. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2x square root of 15x. So I can't put those together any more than that because I can only do what's underneath the square root. Distributing this here, now they're both under a square root, so I have 150x. So now I can break things down as much as I can. Okay, well, if I break down 15, I get 5, 3, and this is a single x. So these are all single, so I can't do anything with it. So what I'm going to do is rewrite it the same as I had it. Okay, 150, that can break down into 15 and 10, 5 and 3, 5 and 2. So I have a couple of 5s, so they're going to go outside. I have a single 3 and a single 2. They're going to stay inside as the 6's. And then this x is only written once, so it is x. So I want to look at my square roots and see if they're the same, which they're not, so I can't put them together. So my final answer is 2x root 15x plus 5 root 6x. All right, on to the last one of this. Same thing. Okay, so here the 5 is just a number, and the 2m is underneath the square root. So I want to write that as 5 square root 2m. Here, they're both underneath the square root, so I can write that as a square root of 12m. All right, so let's see what I can break down. The first one can't break down at all because 2 is just 2 and 1, and there's just a single m. So I'm going to leave that one the same. The second one, 12, breaks down into 4 and 3 and 2 and 2. So I have a couple of 2's. Then I have a single 3 and I have a single m. So they both have to stay inside. Look at your square roots, decide if you can put them together. Well, this one's a 2 and this one's a 3, so they're not alike. So I have 5 root 2m plus 2 root 3m.